Hi guys, it's SoulStar. Welcome back to my channel. I was guided. Oh, okay, that just came out. Both of these spirit. So many of these cards literally just flew out just as I was shuffling and sorting out the camera. Spirits guided me that all of these were meant to come out. I'm channeling. I can't even speak. My throat chakra. I definitely feel that's because I'm doing the Divine Masculines. I'm channeling the energy message readings for the Divine Masculines today, starting from the 3rd of April 2018. Now, I really haven't been in a good space myself. I typically channel or embody the Divine Feminine, even though we have both masculine and feminine within us. I've definitely been having a really hard day. Got triggered from yesterday. I've been trying to transmute these energies, all this. Is that meant to come out, Spirit? Thank you. Been channeling, not channeling, I can't even speak, sorry. I've been guided by Spirit to do this energy message reading for the Divine Masculines, what they're dealing with from today. Even though myself, I have been extremely triggered from childhood wounding that I haven't still completely healed, and I was triggered from yesterday from seeing and being in the physical company of somebody who has abused me for a really long time, neglected me, abandoned me, and it's basically the whole reason why I've always felt unworthy of love, happiness, attention, never good enough, never felt beautiful, etc, etc. And clearly I haven't, cleared out all of the blockages because it's been years of abuse and neglect and abandonment. So I've been really triggered all today. So yesterday I managed to suppress it, and I was just like, no, let's just stay in a high vibration. It doesn't matter, even though it does. So I've not been in a very good space today. I've been trying to stay calm and collected, but I instantly just had the insight to do this reading for the Divine Masculines because I know they're going through their tower moment, and I know that it's almost like not just my own inner child wounds that I still haven't fully cleared out or healed, but I can feel my Divine Masculine really digging deep and clearing out all these inner child wounds. Like I was saying, I think it was yesterday or the day before, how there's going to be incidents where the Divine Masculines have had in their childhood, and they won't even realise how much it's affected them, but they're going to start realising that now, and they're going to, I think the example I used yesterday was they're going to think of something when they happen, thank you Spirit, when they were 12 years old, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, why is that coming up? Oh, wow, I didn't realise it affected me and made me have this perception of this, and this is why I've always felt like this, and this is why I've never been able to receive love from anyone, and this is why I was so harsh in communication with my Divine Feminine. And I really feel like the energies are just, I mean, please let me know, Divine Feminines that are watching this, and Divine Masculines, as a large portion of my viewers are male, which I'm so pleasantly surprised by. So thank you. Please let me know down below what the energies have felt like for you. I've been in such a better space in the last few weeks. I've been able to transmute these energies. I've been able to stay in a higher vibration, and today it's it's just really not the one for me. But I was still guided to do this reading anyway, as I really do think it's going to help a lot of Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines. Spirit, do I need to... Do you want any more messages? Are there any more cards for me to see, Spirit? And so it is. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So even though I haven't really been in a great space, and even literally 10 minutes before this, I was trying to not burst out into tears on the train back home, I just kept getting told to do this reading for the Divine Masculines because I feel like my energies are really being heavily influenced by the collective that are dealing with all these inner child wounds, which is why everything happens for a reason, which is why I was in the company of one of my many abuses yesterday, but the biggest one. And as soon as I get upstairs to my apartment floor, before literally less than 10 minutes ago, people, before I even came in my room and turned on my beautiful camera and lit this beautiful solar plexus chakra to help the Divine Masculines and all of us, who do I bump into? My divine masculine's doppelganger. Now, everything's a test. I am so aware of that, Spirit. Yes. Now, I know a lot of us divine feminines have been having a lot of synchronicities recently. We've been having a lot of synchronicities recently, but please let me know down below if any of you divine feminines or divine masculines also have a doppelganger of your divine counterpart, because my divine masculine SoulDeep's doppelganger literally lives in my building. And it's like, anytime I'm feeling extremely vulnerable, when I haven't been able to transmute the negative energy as quickly as I'd like, or the times when I'm just like, you know what, I just really need to feel my feelings and just be sad, even for half an hour, just go upstairs, cry it out, chill out on the bed, just chill. Every time I'm really vulnerable, or I'm in a more emotional, less calm and peaceful space about my divine counterpart, the love of my life, or myself, because as within, so without fail, I bump into my doppelganger, literally, and they're always literally just zooming around the corner, or they're literally right in front of my face as I walk into my building, or I open the lift door and they're literally standing there, and literally it's just like the biggest flash, and I always know before it's about to happen. Spirit always tells me, like, it's just like a flash in my head. I just see my divine masculine's face, and then suddenly their doppelganger's right in front of me, and the energy I feel, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if we're connected. I mean, obviously we're all one, so we're all soul family, but like, I don't know if we're connected to these doppelgangers in a more profound way than I can consciously understand right now, because sorry, Spirit's just guiding me where these are supposed to go. It's just like the energy I feel, I don't know if it's just myself projecting my feelings for my divine masculine onto this doppelganger, because they literally look like a younger version of them, slightly shorter than them, but the same energy, the same aura, similar features, similar, like literally even the way they dress, the things I see them doing, like they're literally my divine masculine's doppelganger. And sometimes I just laugh and I'm like, okay, thanks, Spirit, yeah, I was thinking about my divine masculine like I always am 24/7, but of course you're gonna, when I'm like, baby, like when I'm saying in the 5D or telepathically, and I'm just like, baby, I love you so much, I'm so in love with you, I'm grateful for you, please just come and see me, I've been patient, I'm not codependent anymore, I just really miss you, I just really want to see you. But of course, until it's ready to actually manifest in divine timing, Spirit typically will then throw their doppelganger my way, or I'll see my divine masculine's music pop up on my YouTube, even if I haven't looked at their music in so long, that they always appear. And it's like, sometimes it's not easy to just be like, oh, okay, thanks for it, yeah, I saw the doppelganger, even though I really want my divine masculine. Other times it's like, oh my gosh, why did I have to see you right now? Now today, it's like, whew, the energies are so heavy. Okay, this is in the right order. Today, I mean, I only just saw my divine masculine's doppelganger literally in the last 10 minutes, and I was so overwhelmed because their energy and their aura, it's literally my divine masculine's aura. So it's like, I can feel I feel my divine masculine all the time. Their higher self is always with me, you know, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, as an empath, you feel people's energies before they even walk into the room. And the energies you feel with, like, you know, the 5D spiritual, or people who have passed on or died or transformed, however you want to see it, compared to people living in physical bodies, knowing that they're literally right around the corner or behind the door and you can feel their energy, it's such a strong, powerful energy. And it's like, boom, in my face, oh my gosh, my divine masculine's energy, except the physical body they're in isn't the same one that I'm used to seeing them in, yet they look like them, but I know they're not them. It's just, it's so overpowering, guys. Like, it's so overpowering. And then I spoke to them, and that was the first time I've spoken to them, and I was like, oh, sorry. And they were like, oh, it's okay. And as they walked past me, just the energy, I was like, oh my gosh, you feel like my divine masculine soul deep, but I know you're not. But why do I feel so connected to you? Am I just projecting? Is it really you? Are you guys connected? Like, oh, there's just so many things going on in my head right now. But I'm still guided for this reading because I could just feel the Divine Masculine Collective's energy so hard. Now, I'm so sorry for waffling on, but I felt like I had to get that out there. Please, Divine Feminines, Divine Masculines, let me know if your Divine counterpart has a doppelganger, or if you've bumped into people who have the same energy or aura, or even just look like them, or when you're thinking about your Divine counterpart, are they also, you know, on social media or YouTube, or do you get reminders of them physically, like not just telepathically, not just 5D, not just in your head, not just the visions, not just the dreams, like do you literally get their face and their name popping up on your phone when you haven't looked for them? Because my Divine Masculine Soul Deep is popping up on my phone 24/7, and then I'll literally talk to them telepathically, and I'll be like, oh baby, did you put this on for me? And they're saying yes. Because they're listening to me right now, and they'll literally say, yeah, I missed you, I wanted you to remember me. And I'm always like, I always remember you, I'm thinking about you 24/7, you know, the whole spiel. And it's like, sometimes it's really hard with the physical manifestations, the doppelgangers, them popping up on your phone when you kind of just want to stay peaceful, you're trying to stay detached, you're trying to make sure you're still not codependent. Oh, but then everything's a test, so everything's a test. But even though it's a long waffle on, I really feel like there's some people that really needed to hear that, so they understand that, one, this journey isn't perfect, two, us, it's weird to say us tarot card readers, because this is only the 4th day I'm reading tarot cards in this life, but it's like, we're all going through so much together as a collective. So when you guys are going through hard times, trust me, I'm going through hard times too. It just might not be in the same hour, it might not be in the same day, but it's definitely in the same space. Now, as I said, I've been picking up on so much inner child wounds, not just from myself, but from the Divine Masculine Collective, and oh my gosh, this just looks like how I feel. Oh, let's try and transmute these energies. I honestly feel like I just want to cry when I, like, the energy I'm picking up off this card. This is why I was called to do this reading. Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm going to try not to cry, but the energy from the Divine Masculines is so strong. Yesterday I was saying how they're still going through quite a lot of the mental conflicts, like clearing out all the self-sabotage, the wounds they've created, realizing that the way that they've been, you know, in this experience with you physically, for the majority of us who've been together physically and then gone into separation, I feel like it's not just the self-sabotage, like the mental conflict in their head, their emotional state is literally all over the place. And I know it's still to do with the Tao moment, but it's like, I can literally see the Divine Masculines, one, not sleeping a lot, if at all, and two, just staying up most of the night. Like, they're suppressing their emotions a lot, as much as they can in the day, because they're embodying the Divine Masculine in the 3D. They're trying to gain their pentacles, they're focused on finances and career. A lot of them are moving, a lot of them are trying to find new work, moving location, basically trying to do the cliche, you know, walking away from all my troubles, thinking that it's going to help, but in reality they have to keep going within, keep going within, keep going within. I keep hearing the song Craig David, I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I feel like a lot of them have been doing that, but then they're realizing that they can't shut their brain off, they can't shut their emotional torment off, and it's just like, oh, sorry guys, I'm trying not to cry. It's just like they're realizing that so many of these issues that they've had for so long, that they've tried to suppress, that other people in their lives who not necessarily have had their best interest at heart, similar to what I said yesterday with a lot of the divine masculines typically having those fake conversations with close family and friends where they never really get to that point, they never really feel deeply connected, but they're trying to open up more, and they're facing so much of those issues from they've become the person they've been, and it's like they're realizing how much they've hurt the divine feminines and hurt themselves because of these issues they haven't cleared out. And it's like they're really feeling our pain as divine feminines, and they're feeling that all their own pain from being the way that they've been, and not, it's almost like they're really upset at themselves for not addressing their own issues sooner. Like a lot of them are going through so many regrets, wishing that they had dealt with some of these issues or realized these issues before they even met the divine feminine in this physical life, because they're realizing how much damage they've done to themselves, to the union, to the divine feminine. And it's like they're really going through the motions. I can see so many orbs. It just feels like they're really going through the motions, but they know that as the divine feminine, all we want is, all we want is love, like everyone, but they know that we want their love, and they know that they want to give it to us as divine feminines. They want to be able to give us the love. They want to be able to receive the love. They're understanding that they really just want to be with the divine feminine. And it's almost like, sorry, the energies are so strong from the masculines right now. It's almost like going through all of this, not just the mental communication, the harsh communication they've been having with themselves, and from the inner child wounds and all the emotion. It's almost like some of them just want to, still do the walking away thing, but it's like a lot of the divine masculines are having those moments where, where it's just too much. It's just too much. The pain's too much. The mental conflict's too much. Going through everything's too much. And some of the divine masculines are going to one side, and they're like, you know what, I'm just going to scrap all of this, like say goodbye to everything else, and I'm just going to pick up my divine feminine and just run away and just, head for the hills, and we're both just going to escape like Bonnie and Clyde. And then the other half is like, the other half is still having even more regrets, thinking like they should have chosen the divine feminine already. They should have stuck with the divine feminine. They shouldn't have let all of this mess manifest. They're just, they're really, I could, like the regret, I can feel the regret from so many of the divine masculines. They're really, really, really not liking a lot of their decisions right now, and how they've been in this life, not just with the divine feminines, but with other people in their life, the close family and friends they have, how they've acted in certain situations at work, how they've done the typical reaction of anger instead of actually listening and responding. And they're realizing that so many of these things are triggered from their childhood wounds. And it's just like, I can feel them clearing it out, but so many of them are still fighting and resisting, because a lot of them are just feeling like the pain of the realization. For some of them, it just feels like it's too much right now. And I know that as divine feminines, I know myself, so many times I've just wanted to be like, do you know what, I'm done. Oh, I just signed off. Do you know what, I'm done. I can't do this. The pain's too much. And you always go back and forth with that until you learn how to just step into that peace, that knowing. And I feel like a lot of the divine masculines are really struggling with their own reflection. It's the moon card. A lot of the divine masculines are really struggling with their own reflection. They don't like how they've been. They don't like where they've got to. They're realizing that even some of the resentment, I feel like some of the resentment they've had for people in their lives growing up as children, they're realizing that they've acted in similar or exactly the same ways as some of these people they've resented, and they're realizing that they've acted like that to other people they love and care for now, especially the divine feminine. They're realizing so much of their reflection. I feel like some of them are really starting to understand, come into that knowing that we really are mirrors of each other. We really are. And as the divine feminines, we've had to trigger the divine masculine, just like they've triggered us back. And they're realizing that all the time they got upset at us or resented. Yeah, Spirit's saying resented. And I know, as hard as it is to say, there are some divine masculines who have resented us divine feminines for certain things we've done, for certain things we've said, because they've taken it as an attack. They've taken it... Sorry guys, my throat chakra is playing up so much. I feel like so many of these divine masculines are really... it's like I can feel them crying out, but they're still not able to actually speak their truth to even themselves. It's like all in their head, but it's like they won't even allow themselves to like cry out and embody, I guess, the divine feminine energy yet. It's like I can still feel them resisting, but there are a lot of divine masculines who have resented us divine feminines for either where they're at now, the fact we're in separation, but then also some of the things that divine feminine have said and done, even the ways that we've showed love, because a lot of these divine masculines, as I said yesterday, they've been so controlling with giving and receiving love because they've been protecting their heart and keeping it so closed off to them because of all this crap that they've gone through before they met us in this life and all the past lives. It's like it's like they're feeling all the pain of the past lives, of all the other losses. Like, it's just they're really digging deep, but they're not enjoying their reflection at the moment. And it's almost like they're feeling more pain because of the reflection that they think that we have of them as the divine feminines. Now, for I know myself, my divine masculine, the last time we spoke, I know they were completely shocked that I even wanted to speak to them. And I was like, what are you talking about, baby? I love you. I want to be with you, etc., etc. But because of their own protection, because of their own ego issues, it's like a lot of the divine masculines have convinced themselves that the divine feminine's better off without them because they can't provide for them, they can't do certain things for them, they can't open up in the way the divine feminine deserves, etc., etc. And it's like they're almost projecting that out to us, like, oh no, I'm realizing all this stuff about myself, I'm realizing all my issues, I realize I resented the divine feminine for certain things. Oh my gosh, why would they want to be with me now? Why would they want to be with me? They deserve so much better. I'm just going to let them go and let them fly. And it's like a lot of them are still projecting that onto us. So I would say with the divine feminines, please just, as hard as it is, even for myself today, as hard as it is, please just try and stay in that embodiment of unconditional love, and try and stay in a high vibrational, try and stay in a peaceful vibration, try and continue to love yourself and take care of yourself and keep going within and keep healing yourself, because we are mirrors, we are reflection, and it's really hard sometimes to transmute these energies, especially when you're so connected to your divine masculine and you pick up on their energies. But sometimes people can't help themselves in the best way they need to, and obviously we're always attached as divine feminines. We just really have to continue to try and stay in a peaceful place and try and transmute the energies, but cry out when we need to cry out, and also keep doing our own reflection, or going within as well. But I feel like for some of the divine masculines, they're really going to start to turn a corner once they've gone through this clearing, because it's still the tower moment, it's still clearing out all these blockages, things that no longer serve us, with the blue moon that happened on the 31st. A lot of the divine masculines are going to finally start realizing that things are starting to change in their favor, and they've had to go through all of this dark, this really dark, heavy energy, because you have to embrace the dark and feel the dark in order to have the light and embrace the light. Otherwise we never appreciate it. And a lot of the divine masculines are really going to start coming into that knowing. They're going to start to feel the shift, that things are happening for them, things are turning in their favor, because they've been doing the work. And trust me, divine feminines, these masculines, they really are doing the work. And I'm sorry I'm crying so much. I just feel like I have to say to the divine feminines, oh, I can see my divine masculine's higher self. I feel like I have to say to the divine feminines, I know sometimes it's so hard, it's so hard sometimes to stay strong and to keep going and to keep staying in our trust and our knowing and our faith, because obviously we live in the 3D reality. We're having this human experience in the 3D, so we always want to make sure that like we could have exactly what we want, like right in front of us, like we could touch it, we could grab it, we could kiss it. And I know sometimes it's really hard to stay patient and stay in that knowing, when sometimes you can just get sick of like, oh, okay, great, another 5D communication. Sometimes we could end up, you know, resenting it. Sometimes we could end up not being as grateful as we should be, because not everyone in this life experience is a twin flame. Not everyone in this life experience understands or even acknowledges telepathic communication or even spiritual communication. So I just want to remind the divine feminines that, trust me, these divine masculines, they're really doing the work. And I really do feel like as divine feminines, we've really had to learn patience and understanding and unconditional love. And just like the divine masculines have had their own control issues, us divine feminines have had many control issues too. Part of one of those is the fact that we've wanted to control how the divine masculine learns their lesson, and we can't control that. They have to learn it themselves. So I just want to remind you, divine feminines, trust me, you're not alone. You're really, really not alone. Now, I definitely feel like once the divine masculines have gone through all this clearing, all this reflection, they're really going to start embodying the fact that they can create their own life. I mean, the magician just keeps coming up again and again and again for the divine masculine. Every single time, the magician, they're really going to start embodying the magician. They're going to understand that they've had to go through all of this for a reason, and that they can actually manifest everything they want, because as I've said many times before, we really do have extremely strong manifestation powers. And it's like, I feel like the divine feminines who typically awaken first tend to always get into that knowing and understanding first, like, oh my gosh, I really can manifest my reality. The energy that I put towards anything really does attract it. And typically, or at least in my experience, typically, if you're attracting and putting energy towards something dark or sad, then it normally just attracts it so rapidly. But then sometimes when you're putting energy into positive peacefulness, it does take a long time. But obviously, you can create your own environment. Now, I definitely feel like... Oh, that just fell. I definitely feel like the divine masculine are going to start balancing out more. Sorry, I can hear so many messages right now. I feel like divine masculines are really going to start coming into that balance, the duality, the divine masculine, the divine feminine within them. I feel like they're going to start understanding that the love that they have within themselves, one, is the most important, because as within, so without. They're going to realize so much about themselves. They're going to realize so much about this journey with the divine feminine, why everything's happened the way it's happened. And they're going to start grounding themselves more. Like, I see so many of them going into their creative pursuits, like making music, doing art. I see so many of them realizing that they can become entrepreneurs, like they've always dreamt of secretly, but they've never really opened up about in the 3D, because they've always been too scared, too ashamed, because embodying the divine masculine, you typically always had to get like a strong 9-to-5 on print job, so you can show in the 3D like, hey, I'm making money right now, not hey, I'm working on this business and it may take a few weeks or few months to come up off the ground. I feel like so many of them are going to embodying almost like they're balancing out their king and queen energy, but it's like they're balancing out, it's like, I feel like they're balancing out their spirituality that they're coming into the knowing of with their 3D life, and realizing that they can balance it out, and it is okay to have that connection with themselves, with spirit, because so many of the divine masculines have tried to shut off their spiritual connection for so long, because they knew in this 3D illusion that it would look like something else, or people wouldn't understand it, or they would get hated on or bullied or reprimanded, especially from all the inner child wounds. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is like, this is a tough read to get through. I mean, the energy started to feel less heavy, but my gosh, I'm sorry guys, this, like, the divine masculines are really going through it, and I know there's been times with the divine feminine that I've resented or gotten angry in my ego about hearing other readers say that, because I used to get into the headspace of, but I've gone through this and blah blah blah, so of course they deserve to have it now. But why can't it be on my time frame? But once again, that's the divine feminine control issues, because we are reflections. No, I definitely think I can't stop laughing because I'm just thinking about how I was even 4 or 5 weeks ago. I was not in this space. But I guess that's why now I'm doing tarot card readings, and why 4 or 5 weeks ago I definitely wasn't. I definitely feel like they're going to start concentrating even more on the connection, not just within themselves, connecting with spirit. And I keep just hearing spirit, spirit, spirit. They're connecting with their higher self so much more. They're realizing that there's so much more than this physical vehicle that they're in. And because they're connecting more with spirit every single day, they're connecting with us divine feminines even more on a spiritual level. The 5D, our souls are merging. I keep saying I can feel our souls merging